15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Game Week 24 preview. Welcome everyone. Another big game week in the FPL. Jason's here to break it all down. How hyped are you for starting all these double game weeks, Jason?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting. It's a huge chance for green arrows. We got doubles in 24, 25, 26, maybe 27. Definitely going to be a blank in 29. So it was the next 5-6 game weeks. There's a huge chance to climb the ranks or get completely decimated depending on how badly you do. So it's going to be pretty key either way.
Yep, some critical game weeks are coming up. But before we go on to the video, if you guys appreciate the content, give us a subscription, like, and comment. You can also follow us on Twitter. We'd be happy to answer questions there. Also want to quickly shout out Fantasy Football Scout Academy. Their link is in the description. We say a lot of stats in our video, and those stats are coming from their website, so check them out. Alright, Jason, let's kind of jump in. Tell me what you saw from Game Week 23. Manchester City pretty much showing a dominance over beat-up Liverpool, and perhaps you think the title is clinched?
Yeah, I mean, it's not mathematically done or anything, obviously, but it's really City's the loser at this point. I think they're going to go on march and just take it. My only big worry is that they take it a little too soon and then they start resting players down the stretch, which hopefully doesn't happen because that'd be a little unfortunate, but I could definitely see it going that way right now.
Okay. And tell me a little bit, you saw a Harry Kane return. Are you high on Son and Kane again?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Kane returned really early from injury, was not expected. He immediately came back, scored a goal. Son scored a goal. I think Spurs' attack is back. They're going to have a double game week coming up in 26 for sure. It's probably going to be a pretty favorable one from the looks of it. No fixtures are determined yet, but I'm definitely back in on the Spurs attack. They have a pretty nice run of fixtures as well. So I think it's time to jump back on them.
Are you jumping on Leeds again?
Yeah, so Leeds definitely impressed this week. Bamford, Rafinha, and Dallas, their three main assets all delivered. They do have the double game week in 25. It's just them and Southampton, so I'm pretty excited for that one. I think they have some captaincy potential for sure that week. The unfortunate thing is that Leeds are not going to have a double game week in 26, so that's a little unfortunate from loading up on them. But overall, I am pretty happy with them though going forward.
All right, in other news, the FA Cup, a lot of injuries and difficulty is messing up our FPL, right, Jason?
Yeah, it was a bit of a minefield in the FA Cup. James Justin hurt his knee, said he heard a pop, got stretchered off. He claims he could have ran it off and he thinks he'll be fine, but I would definitely hold him right now. Do not buy, do not sell, just wait and get more news. Dominic Calvert-Lewin hurt his hamstring. He's likely out for the double game week in 24, unfortunately, especially because I transferred him in to save on the price rise like a fool. Naturally, he gets injured and I burned a transfer, so that sucks.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about your early opinions on these double game weeks, in particular 24.
Yeah, so 24, we have 4 teams of the double game week: City, Burnley, Everton, Fulham. I think, obviously the focus is going to be tripling up on City and captaining probably like a Gundogan or a Sterling, whichever attacking asset you decide to take. In their FA Cup match, they did rest Diaz, Stones, and Cancelo. Diaz is rumored to have a stomach virus or something along those lines, so keep an eye out for him just in case he has to sit. But Gundogan and Sterling both got subbed off early, so they're nice and rested and should be good to go. Burnley's defense looks amazing in this double game week. They have 2 great fixtures. I would definitely want at least one asset from them. I think with Everton, Calvert-Lewin was the obvious choice, but with him out, I don't know that I want to touch them at all because they have Fulham and City they're playing against. I'm not expecting anything against City at this point, so it's almost like a single game week for them, so I'm not too high on Everton anymore. Same with Fulham. I'm not terribly high on them. If you want to take a punt on like Areola and Ned or Lookman further up, that wouldn't be bad. But me personally, I'm not going to touch them this week. I'm focusing on City and Burnley.
All right, quick look aheads to 25 and 26. What do you like in those so far?
So 25s, obviously Leeds and Southampton. So Leeds only have the double in 25. They have some great options, and like I said, Bamford, Rafinha, Stuart Dallas. Southampton have been a little off form, but they're starting to get healthy again, and they have a double game week in 25. They will have one in 26, and they might have one in 27 as well. So they could potentially have 6 games in 3 game weeks if everything goes right with the scheduling. So despite them being a little off form, if you want to look into guys like a Danny Ings or a Yannick Vestergaard, or even James Ward-Prowse in midfield is pretty steady and is on set pieces, that would not be the worst bet at this point, despite their recent poor form. Like I said, they're getting healthy, they're getting first-teamers back. With all their double game weeks coming up, you could definitely do a lot worse than Southampton.
Okay.
Yeah. So looking at 26, we don't have anything confirmed yet, but we're going to have at least 10 teams that have a double game week. So for me, big thing there is chip strategy. So my strategy is going to be, I think I'm going to wild card in 25 so I can bench boost in 26. This is going to be the largest double game week left in the season. So for me, who still has a bench boost, it's now or never. And then I think the blank is going to be in 29, so I'd probably be free hitting then. Alternatively, there's probably some good triple captain options in 26, so you could go that route as well. Maybe save your wild card for post game week 29 to set your team up like for the rest of the season after the all the doubles are done. But for me, I still have my bench boost left. I want to use that in 26, and I'm going to need the wild card to get that out. So that's the route I'm going.
Yeah, I think that is a very smart route to do, is the bench boost when the most double. This will be the most double game weeks, almost certainly.
For the rest of the season, for sure. Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, and then you're gonna set up that team with the wild card. So excellent decisions here. All right.
Yeah, and then game week 27, let's touch on that. Not confirmed, but if there is a double game week, it looks like City and Southampton would have it. So all the more reason to keep your City triple up throughout this entire period.
Okay. Quick look at our teams here. I did quite well, 80 points, nice big green arrows. This is exactly what I needed.
Nice.
Big shout outs to Gundogan, Fernandez, and Son, and Wang. I mean, all my players performed pretty well. I left 9 points on the bench, but that's all right. I have 2 free transfers. I'm still just kind of considering, nothing inked just yet. You can keep an eye out on Twitter, and I'll post my team then.
Yeah, see, I'll touch on Mikel Antonio. He did come off with what looked like a hamstring injury. They called it fatigue. I'd keep an eye on that. He missed the FA Cup match midweek. It sounds like he might be back, but it's just hard to say right now. There's not a whole lot of information, so keep your eye on that one.
Okay. Jason, tell me about your team.
Yeah, a little disappointed I had Gundogan on the bench as he dismantled Liverpool. Did miss a penalty in the process, unfortunately, too. Could have had the hat trick. Now he might be off PKs going forward, which is not great, but still he's getting in the box and still finishing very well. Ollie Watkins came through again. He's been on fire lately. Villa will have a double in 26, most likely at least. So I think he's definitely a hold for me. He's at Bamford, good audition before his double game week in 25. Son scored as soon as Kane came back. Martinez in net. He just keeps producing all season long. I think he's a season-long hold at this point. He has at least 2 double game weeks left in the season, so I'm pretty high on him as well. I think for my strategy for this game week 24, like I said, I already transferred in Calvert-Lewin for Antonio. I thought that'd be a smart move, which it ended up not being. So I only have 1 transfer left. I'm probably going to get a Burnley defender in with that. Probably like a Tarkowski for holding. Is what I'm thinking right now, but I'm not 100% on that yet.
Okay. Kind of already talked a little bit about the schedule, but anything specific you want to mention?
Yeah, it's tough to really judge this without the double game weeks being included beyond 25 at this point. But I guess if you're looking short term, like I said, Burnley great fixtures right now in the double in 24. Villa do have pretty nice fixtures going forward. Like I said, they'll the double in 26. So I think at this point, they're definitely one I want to keep my triple up on because they're nice and affordable. Kind of, I guess, coming out of that game week 26, I can see like Liverpool and Leicester have some pretty nice fixtures. Everton are going to turn as well. And not Tottenham. After they get the City match out of the way, they have a pretty nice run they're going to go on, plus a double in 26 at least. And they're probably going to have a game week in 29 as well when most teams are on blank, along with Villa. So if you're not on a free hit, Spurs and Villa are definitely some good teams to invest in right now.
Okay. Quick at the watch list. Anything you want to? Any new additions, Jason?
Yeah, it's mostly just double
hard.
game weekers at this point. Like I said, you want a Burnley defender. Loughton's the cheap option. Pope is obviously the goalkeeper, is a little expensive. Ben Mee is a little bit better probably because he has slightly more goal threat and a little more bonus threat, but really Tarkowski, he's even more expensive at 5.3. He's not on here. But that's probably who I'm going to go with since I'm wild carding in 25, so I don't have to worry about getting him back out. Yeah, like I said, Leeds and Southampton, they have the game week in 25, double in 25, and Southampton have at least 1 to 2 more after that. So that's kind of why a lot of their guys are on here, like Vestergaard in defense, Ward-Prowse midfielder, even Danny Ings at forward.
Yeah, I'd be somewhat interested in Danny Ings. What about the new transfer, Minamono? Or how did I say that? Okay.
Oh, Minamino.
Oh, Mino. My man.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on his playing time. I guess I would wait and see one more week on him. So we'll have one more week of data before they have their double game week. So I'd just wait and see. But I think he could be a decent differential.
Okay.
He looked pretty lively in his first match for them.
So, Jason, we all need green arrows. And what is going to be your checklist to obtain those green arrows?
Yeah, I think, game week 24, first thing, you got to prep for each double game week. Like I said, I'm getting all my game week 24 assets in now. I'm going to wild card in 25 to prepare for my bench boost in 26. So figure out your strategy now is the key thing and start making the moves you need to. Looking just at 24, who are the top options? City and Burnley defense are my favorites for the double game weekers in 24. When I say City, it's like, defense, midfield, whatever attackers and defenders you want. I think City's double game week this week probably favors their attack more than their defense. So I'm thinking like probably a Gundogan or a Sterling captain would be my choice instead of like a Diaz or a Cancelo captain. But anyways, I still want City defense regardless. But I think this is the last week for my West Ham assets. They play Sheffield United, but then they go on a pretty poor run. And I don't believe they're scheduled for any double game weeks. So they'll be single game week assets with poor runs. Obviously, Mikel Antonio's battling an injury right now. Actually, another injury casualty in the FA Cup. Angelo Ogbonna went off injured. He's going to be missed at least a month with an ankle injury. So I think now could be the time to get out of West Ham. Maybe hold them for this week, but they could be some nice make weights to get some of these double game weekers in. A kind of a common thing for Game Week 24 that I've seen is a big benching dilemma. Who do you bench right now? Because there's going to be a lot of good players out there. I think Villa's attack versus Brighton could be one to sit out, whether it be a Watkins or a Grealish, depending on who you have. Brighton's defense has been pretty good at home recently, so I think that could be a sneaky option to bench there. Or Spurs versus City is a little... it's tough now that Kane's back. Originally, I was all ready to bench Son, but now that Kane's back, I'm kind of rethinking that. If we get news that Ruben Diaz is going to miss that match, I would probably start my Spurs assets. If Diaz is rumored to start, I would definitely consider benching a Son or a Kane in that match if you have better options to get in for the double game week.
Okay.
Then, yeah, as far as your captain, I think this week it's got to be City for the most part. They have the double game week. Like I said, I favor their offense this week more than their defense, so probably a Gundogan or a Sterling. would be my top choices. After that, Bruno is a single game weeker, but he does have West Brom, so it's never a bad option. And then if you're feeling a little risky, you could captain a Burnley defender for their double game week. I wouldn't personally do that, as it seems a little risky for me, but they do play Fulham and Crystal Palace in their double. So that does seem pretty nice from a defensive perspective. So it could be it's an outside option, but it's one to consider.
What about, so for City, you mentioned Gundogan, but are you worried about his positioning?
A little bit, yeah. I was a little bit more reassured once I heard Rodri is probably going to be okay.
Okay.
But yeah, I think his positioning is a worry if Rodri's out. I could see him dropping a bit deeper in midfield to cover for that. I think Fernandinho's healthy enough to play, but I think he's a little touch and go as far as like being able to start twice in a week right now, given his age and his fitness. So that's also kind of a worry. If he was healthy and like ready to go, I wouldn't be quite as worried. But no, it's definitely on the back of my mind right now for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still yet to decide. City double, probably gonna go with Gundogan unless I'm concerned about Rodri, and then I'll go with the defender. Unless I get I might want to try to get Sterling in. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, Sterling's a great option. It's just for my team structure, it'd be really hard to get him in without sacrificing someone I don't want to sacrifice.
Yeah, I know I'll probably either have Sterling or Kane in my team this week.
Yeah.
Okay. Jason, your final recommendations here for the next 4 game weeks?
Yeah, a little tough to do when we're still waiting for fixture announcements for the doubles, but I think, Bruno Fernandes, he has 2 great fixtures, and then a double in 26 looks almost assured. So I think he makes my list for sure. Mo Salah is going to have a double in 26 most likely, and probably some favorable fixtures. So I think he's back on there. He's back in his scoring form despite Liverpool struggling a bit. And then lastly, I have Ilkay Gundogan. Like I said, City have a double in 24, probably 26, and maybe even 27 at this point. So, you could easily replace him with Raheem Sterling or Ruben Diaz or whoever from City. They just look pretty loaded for these next few weeks.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Definitely have Man City.
I am a little worried about the return of European football on some of these guys, especially the City assets. They really want to win that title. But we'll kind of wait and see where we go from there. It's still a little ways away.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Quick shout out to our league. Shout out to Aaron Mills for containing his top spot. Also, Phil's and JCA have been in the top 3 for a while now, so good on them. Jason, you sit at 9th, so not that bad on your part either.
Yeah, I'm still a little ways off first place, so you got a pretty nice lead on me, but like I said, hopefully these next 6 weeks I can make up some green arrows here.
Yeah. All right, I think that'll just about do it. Jason, any final words?
Yeah, just keep your ear on Twitter, see about the double game week announcements. Look out for injury news. It's coming thick and fast right now. And good luck for these next few game weeks.
All right, folks, take care. Keep an eye out for our weekend UCL fantasy video. We are looking forward to this round of 16.
Big news there. Neymar's going to be out. Muller got COVID. Lots to discuss in that next episode.
Yeah. All right, take care, guys.
All right, see ya.